Hello everyone. So today the format of the video is a little different. What I've done is I've spoken to 5 of my friends who've done their MRCOG Part 2 exam, and I've kind of summarized what they've said so that it is just more of a reassurance for you to know what other people did in order to pass this exam. So I hope you'll find this video useful. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I started off with asking them how difficult did they find the actual exam paper. And from their scores, the average score was about 7. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I'd rate my exam as about an 8 or a 9. So and most people rated it about 7. So which means that yes, it's a hard exam, but it is one that it's not the toughest exam out there, as evidenced by this. And equally, it's not a very easy exam either. So you do need to put in a lot of effort. But, hopefully all that effort will be for a good cause. Right, so I also next went through their honest reflections, and I said, if you had to look back in time, what is that one thing you wish you had done in order for you to have made your life easier, while sitting this exam? And most of them said they would give themselves 6 months of prep time. So don't try to cram, don't try to give too little time, and don't give too much time either. Because if you get too long time, if you know you've got a year to do something, you're never going to do it because every day you're going to procrastinate, find a reason why you don't want to do a certain thing. And every day you'll be busy with something or the other. Most days you'll be tired to do anything. But give yourself a target that will allow you to be productive enough to prepare well for this exam. And most people said 6 months was the right time to study for this exam. Make flashcards. Now that's also something that my friend suggested, and reason being, a lot of my friends found it very useful to have very small flashcards made about guidelines, about important numbers that they needed to know, that all they did was then look at those numbers, especially also while doing a clinic. They just went through those cards in between patients whenever they had any free time and just kept revising those important figures and facts, and that kept them in the loop and that kept refreshing their knowledge, and they never felt like they were not working for the exam even whilst they were at work. So for example, if they were just about to see a patient with shoulder dystocia, as in counseling somebody with LGA, with large gestation age baby, they would revise their facts and figures for shoulder dystocia before they go in. So that way they were able to combine their guideline knowledge into practice. Similar thing if they were about to go and counsel somebody about 3rd-degree tear, they would have the flashcards for it, so they look at it quickly and then go and counsel the women accordingly. So a lot of my friends have found small flashcards and carrying them round with you on your commute, on your whatever train journey, whatever you do every day, very, very useful, so that they had something to revise from all the time. They didn't have to worry about an internet connection, having a device in hand, and so forth. So they just had their cards with them. So revise with a study partner, and this is one that 99% of people will recommend. The reason being, because the syllabus is so wide, it's impossible for you to cover it all on your own in your free time. But by combining two people's, three people's efforts, doesn't matter, two, three, whatever, you don't want a too big group either that you then start becoming, less productive. You want the right size group. So for most people, two or three is the right number, because then you can divide the work accordingly. So say one of you prepares the first 5 guidelines, the next one prepares the next 5 guidelines, the third one prepares the next 5 guidelines through from the MRCOG website. That way you're all going to benefit from the 15 guidelines that have been summarized, whereas all you did was work for 5 guidelines. So you put in the work for 5 guidelines, you got 15 back. So that's the kind of ratio you want to benefit with. And that's only possible with having a study partner. If you don't have a study partner and you have to go through every single guideline, every single TOG article, that makes it very, very difficult for you, and it'll be a very overwhelming process, because at the end of the day, yes, you want to improve your knowledge, but the main aim is to pass this exam. And the more smarter you can work instead of harder, the more likely that you are putting yourself in forwards to pass this exam. And one more thing that my friends really emphasized on was everyone passes the exam in the end. So whether you fail the first time, second, third, fourth, whatever, everyone does get through the exam, at the end of all of these practices, these trials. And that's the main thing to remember, that you want to work for this exam like you are going to pass, but the outcome is not in your hand. What's going to happen with the results is not in your hand, and by no means you should focus on that and start worrying about it. You should only put in the effort today. That's all you can do. But what happens tomorrow, what the outcome is not in your hand. And all you have to do then is just sit back, relax, and let the outcome be. And if, being unfortunate and you do happen to fail the exam, it's not the end of the world. Lots of people fail this exam in the first attempt and have to resit it. But eventually, the goal and the aim is to pass the exam, and you will pass it, no matter the trials, no matter how many attempts you do. So that's the key thing really, is to just keep yourself very positive. There's no point worrying and being stressed to the effect whether you're going to pass or not, because everyone passes in the end. It's just about the effort that you need to put in today. So I hope these little reflections right before your exam are going to be useful for you, and if they are, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.